Good morning, guys. It's the 5th of April 2020, and today I'm going to be looking at the Aussie US dollar, the Euro JPY, the Euro US dollar, US oil, more of a long term setup that I'm looking at, and gold. Alright, so starting with the Aussie US dollar, this is what we have. We could see on this side here, the market was clearly making higher highs and higher lows, and the market was in an uptrend on this side. And then we broke the trend line and we started making lower lows and lower highs. We could see the wave down here. As such, I'm expecting this market to fall to at least this level. If it breaks this level, then we have some levels below. But for now, this week, this is what I'm looking at. So what we could see from here, we could see that the market can potentially start just continue falling from here. If it does, depending on your strategy, you might not have an entry on this one, but if it does, it's probably going to fall to this level down here. If not, and the market corrects first, so if it does correct and we come back up here and we get some rejection at around 0.6062, then I'd be looking to sell again all the way back down to this level here at about 0.5903, around this area here. Alright, so that's the two areas that I'm looking at right now. I only have the current areas drawn on the charts because I don't want too much clutter. I want to keep the chart simple, and if we break these levels, that's when we could start looking at some other levels, and you all would be updated during the week. Alright, the next pair that I'm looking at is the Euro JPY. So based on the Euro JPY, I need to go to the daily to show you all. So the Euro JPY is at a major level. So you can see this level started here in 2019 September, and we came down to this level, bounce, and you can see at the top here we also have a major daily level here as well. So for the past, this has been holding since February this year 2020, and you can see once we come up to this level, we reject down to this level, we come back up to this level, we reject. So this is kind of the big range that we're playing right now. So if that's the case, then based on us bouncing off of this level here now, my bias is bullish unless we break below this level. Alright, so with my bias being bullish, this is what I'm seeing here. However, we're not quite ready to take a bullish trade yet, unless you were buying the zone here, the bottom of the zone here, and you're in already, right? But other than that, what I'm looking for, because you see we started doing this sideways movement, so the safest area is going to be this market can come back up to here and then give us one more push down. If it does and we reject here, you can take a sell here, because at the end of the day, we are still making lower lows and lower highs. Right, and that's why I identify these levels. We can see we are pushing down, making lower lows. So if we reject here one more time, we can come down to this area here. We could have a nice little trade here, and then probably look to buy here based on what the market does. Right, if not, what is probably going to happen, the safest buy trade is going to be either down here, or let the market break this level, confirming that the bulls are in control, give us a correction, reject. That's when we want to buy, and we could buy up to this level. And again, once we reach this level, we will break it down again. We'd expect continuation all the way back up to the top of the range. Alright, but for now we are making lower lows, so that's something I want to point out, lower lows and lower highs. So be mindful of us buying. Also, selling here, remember our long-term bias is bullish. So selling here right now is trading against the long-term trend, but you are trading with momentum if you are selling here as well. So it's a kind of touchy area, you could see, but a sell here, if you wait, don't try to sell here or buy here. Wait for the market to come up to this area. If we come up to this area, your risk is going to be pretty small once you get an entry, and then you could go after something like this here. So even if you are wrong and we get stopped out, it's not going to be a crazy risk, guys. Alright, next pair that I'm looking at is the Euro US dollar. So again, you could see we were going up on this one, and then we started making lower lows and lower highs. I was looking for a buy somewhere here based on the market coming back to this area. We had a nice U-turn, but then the market just continued bearish, which is fine, and then we were able to take some sells down to this area. So for now, this is what we have in front of us. Again, this is a major area here that this market can come to. So what I'm saying is this, from here, this market, because we pushed down, we could go up a little bit more, and then this market could fall. Alright, which is this option here. We could come up, reject here, and fall. or we could break this level, go up to this area here, and then fall, because I'm thinking this level is an important level from the daily, so this level should get hit. We just don't know how as yet. So even if we correct all the way back up to here, I'm thinking the market would still try and make a push to come down to this level here, right? But based on what we have in front of us now, we need to plan for this week, because this might be a longer term play. Let's see how the market opens and what the market does. But I'd be watching this first level for some area of rejection, unless the market just kind of gaps all the way down here already. And if it does, then my bias is now going to be bullish. I would want to wait for the market to start pushing up. Oil is a longer term play that I'm looking at, and for that I kind of want to go to the weekly. So just to show you all, oil is at, as we know based on what's currently going on, oil was at a low price of about $19 sorry, a barrel, and we could see from past that this has been an area where the market has bounced at before. There's also one more level all the way down here at $10 a barrel, right? So this is how I'm approaching this. I am thinking we should be bullish on oil now, right? That oil should be going up. But again, we're not quite at that place where we want to be buying oil. And I want to go back just to show you all what happened. And let me switch to the daily. Alright, so when I switch to the daily on this one, we could see last time oil was falling and we fell to that $19 a barrel area. You could see that we were making lower lows and lower highs, and then eventually we broke that high, made a higher high, corrected, and that's when we went up. This is the same scenario that I'm waiting for. I'm waiting for one, the high to be taken out, and then two, for the market to make, this is going to confirm the move, make a higher low that we could then look to buy. So if that's what I'm looking to do, when we go to current market, I've already identified the high. So this is what we had. The market was up here. We had the big gap down when everything started with oil. The market corrected a bit and then fell. So now that the market fell down to this area and we seem to be bouncing off, I'm not ready to buy as yet. I need the market to take out this area here, making a higher high, pull back, correct, come to an area, reject. Once we reject and it's a higher low than this low, that's when I want to look to buy this market as oil starts to go up. So this one is not one to really trade this week, but it's one that we could watch, because this week if we continue pushing up, this week we could have the market taking out this level, and then that will be a good sign that from next week we could start looking for some sort of correction. Last pair for this week is going to be gold. Let me go to the 4 hour. This is what we have in front of us here on gold. So let me go to the daily with gold. Alright, so the daily on gold, we could see on this side we were making higher highs and higher lows. We have this big bearish push back down to these levels down here, right? That's why the market reacted here. We reacted to this level here that was acting as demand. Alright, so we came here, we bounced off of that level. We're back up to these highs here. Now that we're back up to these highs, and I want to go to the 4 hour, now we could see why we're reacting here. This is what the market did. Again, the bounce from here was higher highs, higher lows. We could clearly see that from here, we came to this supply area, we fell, took out this low. We're now correcting, and this is what I'm seeing. Based on where we're at, we do have a level here that could act as supply, but we also have a larger level here that this market can push up to first. So for now, let's see what this market does. We can either hold here. If this rejection candle holds, let's see how the market opens. If this rejection candle holds, we could see a push down. If it pushes up further, this is where I'll be interested in starting to sell the market, as the market then could come back down to this the bottom of the range here. If we break below this range, then we have a nice little fall down to 1493 area. But let's see what the market does. Again, if we don't hold at these levels, we can have a push, a higher push up to the highs of these levels here at around 16, almost 1700. Yeah, about 1700. All right, so that's what I'm looking at for gold this week. So pay attention to these pairs, guys. We have some nice setups. We had some good opportunities last week, but last week was also non-farm, right? So I was being cautious, taking that into consideration. But let's see what happens this week, and we'll take it from there, guys. Have a great week.